It's Lynn from LynzCraftzDesignz. We won't talk about the level of annoyment right now. This is a set of clear stamps that I just got from, it was either Globland or BB Craft. I'm not sure which. It's just some cactuses. So I've chosen this tiny little cactus right down here. And needless to say, I already did this part once. So I'm just going to stamp alright, a pretty heavy-handed stamp. And then I'm going to cut it out with this diamond cutter. Now, excuse me if I have to get overhead for just a second. Alright. We're just going to pretend this is what I did the first time. Basically it is. It just is a polymer clay piece isn't this large. Alright. Now don't worry about the rough edges. It's all going to come out in the wash. Just a little pilot hole. Okay? Now, before I rolled that out, it's on my thickest setting, by the way. The other side has this naga hide texture. It is a texture tile from Cool Tools. Okay. I think I brought you back home. I'm just going to bake this 275. I'm just going to do it for 15 minutes. Okay? Times 2. I did 2 earrings. Now these set in the oven overnight, so they're completely cool. These are some of the Prima paints. Some of the Prima acrylic paints. Now this one is like the This is the Opal Magic, but it's like the wax. But this one is the violet green. This one is the Sparks. And it's the unicorn hair. This one is also the Sparks, and it's the fairy wings. One of the things that I don't know. Now I do know about the Opal Magic because that one had never been opened. Okay. One appears to still be paint. Oh. And that one appears to still be paint. Fantastic. So we're going to start with the violet green. This is just water. And I'm not going to unstick these from the towel yet. Alright, so I'm just going to squirt a little water. Okay. Put it around to make sure that there's water in those stamped recesses. Alright. Now, let me... Did I prepare? No. Okay, now I just needed a little bit of water. Alright. Now. Okay, you want it to run all over the place. That's what you want. Now I'm going to clean my brush off. And this is the, I don't even remember what it was. The unicorn hair. Okay, and then this one is the, I don't know what it's called. Fairy wings. Okay, now we're just going to let this dry up. Alright. Okay, now, sorry about that. I didn't film this part. Because this is the emerald green. And it's one of the metallics, like, kind of like the opal magic. In other words, it had a metal lid. And I have always had so much trouble getting this lid off. I'm not kidding. I took it to my husband and he couldn't get it off. But I finally got it off. And so I traded it for another lid that I was throwing the bottle away anyway. So it's a plastic lid. Alright. Not screwing it down too tight. Now, I just took this tiny little detail brush. It's a nail brush. Nail art brush. And I just put it in some of the grooves on the cactus. Alright. And I've also got, this is the Butterfly Spells, which is a pink and silver. Oh. And it won't open also, but I know how to open these. Just give it a bang with my pliers. It's gonna take more than one. Twice, got it though. Not sure why this one's stuck, actually, because I always put the lid liner back on there. Oh. For someone who says they're not a pink girl, I always love the pink when I open it. Now there's several pinks in this Prima line. Okay, again. just putting the tiniest hint of the pink. In those details. Okay. Wash out the brush and put the lid back on, the cap back on. Now, why did I do that? Just put that extra lid on the pink. But because it had the lid liner, it doesn't matter. Alright, don't tighten it down too tight. Alright. Now, let's see what we think. Okay. I'm just going to let these dry, and then we're going to come back and put some UV resin on. Okay, here we go. I just gave it about 30 minutes to dry. Now, I've showed y'all this before. The way I do my UV resin is I start by putting resin as close to the edge as I can get it. Alright? Then just roughly fill in the middle. Now when we spread it out, we'll fill in any of the unfilled spots and stuff. But this way, you don't get any resin pulling back from the edges. Most of the time. Alright. Same thing over here. The deal is when I go to pull that resin to the edge, I could feel there's not a lot of resin. Okay, so that's one of the reasons I want to add a bit more. Alright. Now, I'm going to cure it. I'm going to say this again. You're not doing nails, okay? So, 60 seconds is not long enough. I'm going to do these for 4 minutes. And if they were a mold, I'd flip it over and do it 4 more minutes. Okay? It's not your light, it's not the resin that's making it sticky. It's just that you do not know your UV resin well enough. Trial and error is going to be your best friend. Alright, I'm going to cure these. Okay, I did go ahead and put 2 coats. Oh, they came right off. Wow. Probably because they're textured on the back. That's why they released so easy. Alright. Now we can take the towel away. and I'll sand the edges a bit. This is just a emery board that came with, I'm not sure whether it was the UV resin or regular resin, but came with resin. And really they don't need a lot of sanding, it's just to get the acrylic paint that went over the edge off. And I always sand from the back. Alright. Now, we just need to drill the holes. So I've got, this is a old sanding block, okay? And I mean old as in I've used it for years. You can tell it's really shredded. I use it as a sacrificial sponge. And what I mean by that is to drill into, okay? You want something that supports the back side when you're drilling so that you don't get the resin pushing away. Now this one, these aren't UV resin on both sides, so we don't have to worry about that, but this is a Let's Resin electric drill. Let me get myself a little slag here. There we go. Now I'm going to drill straight up and down. There we go. Sometimes it goes right where you want it, and sometimes it doesn't. Now, I went for a bit different size jump rings today. Because they're diamond shaped, so you need a bit bigger jump ring. To fit. And I don't show this all the time because of course you would get tired of seeing it. But I do know I have a lot of new viewers, so you're gonna see it again. I grip the jump ring where the opening is at the top, alright? To open the jump ring, you want to twist. Don't try to spread the jump ring apart. When jump rings are made, they're made normally by coiling a bit of wire around a mandrel, and then they cut them. They cut the opening, okay, and then that cuts them apart. But if you try to open the jump ring by spreading it, you're destroying the integrity of the jump ring. You're weakening that metal and alright, now face the earring towards yourself. Imagine the earring in your ear. Now these tiny, tiny ones can be difficult to see whether they're closed or not. The trick that I do is try to stick your fingernail in the jump ring opening. If you can't, it's closed. Alright. Also, don't over squeeze the jump ring, because you will dent the finish on the jump ring. Okay, I cannot stick my fingernail in there. Alright. These turned out really cute. Oh, sorry if I'm off camera. But I'm in love with these. These are so pretty. And the backs. Of course, they still would need a little cleaning up. There we go. Alright. There we go. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this technique. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like everybody's video you watch, y'all. Bye for now.